Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. And today we have a siege using one unit and one unit only. Just seeing if we can go the entire way, get a decent enough score, and just use one unit. That obviously I've picked the Spear Sergeants. You've probably seen in the title. But I love Spear Sergeants. I really one of my favorite units. Not just because you don't need to send them back to the supply point. They are always topped off in health. They're tanky. But like you probably wouldn't think they work that well with dual blades, but they really they make me feel tanky, and it's a weird bit of gameplay, but I really enjoy it. So we're going to just do a single game with them and yeah, use just them this entire game and see how we get on. At the start here, this hole in the wall, which is going to set up a ballista, crack away at them a bit. But in a minute, I will show you my doctrines and my vet line for my Spear Sergeants. I think I've showed them a lot in the past, so we'll just whip through it very quickly. But yeah, just so good at like diving on stuff with these guys. And there's a little way of using them that I've been doing lately that that actually is really, really nice, because they've got their triple strikes when you advance, but obviously when you advance from a distance, they kind of have to clump together and then waddle over to something and then poke them 3 times. Where if you just put them in sort of F2 formation and then pop that on top of stuff, as soon as they get to them, press advance, and they won't clump together, they'll just instantly hit, and their hit can on certain units can hit pretty damn high. So yeah, it seems to work pretty nicely. Right, we'll quickly go and have a look at my doctrines and vet line and that sort of thing. So yes, let's take a look now. Okay, just to give you a quick look on what my Spear Sergeants look like. These are their stats, all pretty damn high. Vet line, we go top line, extra health that comes into the mastery, because obviously the more health we've got, the more their 3% per second on cover commander, the more that heals for, the more health we have. And then doctrines wise, we've got a very good doctrine, steadfast 5, extra defenses, damage reduction, awareness 5. That's pretty good when you're like retreating. You reduce damage taken from the rear by 20%. First aid reduces damage taken when their armor's pierced by 35%. That's really nice. And then just a nice little heal when you get in those tricky situations. Noble blood increase their damage and speed by 15%. And then a epic spear doctrine 2 that increases block by 250 and block recovery by 100%. So they're the doctrines. Let's get back into it. So we've now used the ballista and we're going to start pushing in, start getting some kills with our Spear Sergeants. Obviously at this kind of choke point here can be quite brutal, but with the Spear Sergeants it's not really an issue. We can just sort of hold out here and it's they can take a lot of damage. There's a lot of range there that I'm looking at. I'm like, oh, we can go invisible and run over, and my Spear Sergeants will just kind of follow us. So we're gonna slowly work our way up. Saw the guy get off the cannon. A lot of guns there as well, and we're gonna start working our way through. Bring them forward so I don't take any damage, and kill that out the way. And let's go and get the longbows. Take them out. Easily pick up behind me. I see the I forget their names, but the swine feathers. Yep, that's the ones. We go for a push in advance, and then we're gonna go for a little round. Sometimes if you do sort of a formation and then go back to cover commander too quickly, you'll see a few units will get stuck in like a formation looking thing, so just make sure you like kind of reset them. Get this guy out of there. We've had a kill, a random kill. We'll see if we can stop these stalwarts. Pulling my guys on top, bring them in and advance, and they instantly slap, and then pushing on. So we're up to 55 kills straight away. I mean, a lot of that is range, that's still good, taken them out. But we have lost, what, 1 or 2 units right now for a push that is great. And as we're just moving along, healing up. Spear Sergeants also are so fast, like, especially if my ones takes damage. With the Noble Blood Doctrine, they really move at some pace if they've taken damage. That's pretty nice. We got another set of Spear Sergeants here, so we're going to have a little slow on those. Work them down. Hopefully get an advance off. See if we can... There we go. Collapse that group. And you see how I'm working with the advance? It can catch people out so easily because they expect them to have to form up, but obviously they don't have to form up when you just pop them on top and advance. And that's kind of how I get a decent amount of kills with Spear Sergeants. Got some stalwarts up here. We're going to see if we can catch them out by moving them back. It's working really nicely to do this with the slow. There we go, in for the advance again. Some of them had to move forward, but we're up to 72 kills, 73 kills with them. We haven't, well, we've lost 2, but the thing I love about this is no range affects me at all. You know, anything that wants to shoot at me or fire an arrow at me or whatever doesn't have any effect. That as a dual blade feels great because, you know, when we got a range spam going, I feel like I can barely do anything because a few arrows and I'm more than half health. So yeah, right, pushing down the stairs. Got a nice group of stalwarts here with me, and we see some more. We see a few monks over there. We're gonna have to go for the supply there, moving them in, advance into a big hit, work them round the back, miss that guy, go and get some capture points, take the supply, even though we don't need it because these guys do not need any healing. So you see there, sometimes I'll drop a grenade that increases my damage by 30%, and then I go in for the advance. That means we can basically one-shot a lot of things with that. Went in for an advance there, nice little insta hit. We're up to 80 something. Stalwarts are a little bit of a hard one for us to kill. We only poke things, but you know, as a group push right now, this is going quite nicely. We've got some more range there that I'm going to bring my guys in, try and take them, but looks like someone's dropped a treb. Take out that cav. Again, seemed to be pretty good versus cav. So, yeah. Someone's not very happy about the treb. Wasn't me. Did stop the whole push. And now we're going to move down to the last point. As I said, this is not going to be the highest scoring game, but purely to keep one unit the entire time and be able to get into these big fights and keep the push rolling is really nice. Feels really good. So we're going after the range. It looks like the range might have been taken out or, well, reduced to a nothing squad. But yeah, I love how quickly these guys follow. It looks like a cav's coming in from the side. Not sure it's going to do too much. He's on the run. We got a nice little death ball going here. I'm sort of splitting off the one side. Probably going to have a little look up here and see if we can come through the middle. But yeah, Spear Sergeants, fantastic. Working our way up here, and we have got some of the new zealots. I'm a little bit. I don't really get on that well with them, to be honest. I feel like there are some better units you can go for the leadership. That's surprising with how of good doctrines you can put on them. So you'll see me. I keep trying to go for the arrow treb thing, but people are really on board with using it. Stun him and kill that guy. Take him down. I'm going for a little look around the side, but I realise I've done this before, where I've gone around the side and sort of wasted my time. But when we've had so many people on point that we don't actually need me to go and flank, we can kind of just get involved in the big battle. Very jealous of that treb that he's done there. I wish I could have done that one. That would have been a lot of kills, I reckon. But we missed out. But we're up to 100 kills now with one unit, Spear Sergeant. So it's not that bad. I didn't pop those on enough for the advance there, but we're still getting the damage down. We're healing loads. We got stalwarts coming in from every angle. It's looking a bit bleak for us here. We're going to go in the side of these guys, bring them in a little early maybe. There we go. We'll get that damage down. We got zealots coming in. We're still surviving. We got loads of health. I'm going to stun them out. More spear sergeants behind me. Keep trying to go for that treb. I love it. See, this is why I like shield meta. This is like, it feels like a bit of a war when you're on point, and that is and that just feels so much better than like a burst. When we had like Wu Wei pikes and stuff like that, when they were like really dominant. And that would just be insta-kill on everything. It would just be run in, insta-kill, run in, insta-kill. And yeah, it was not fun. Where this, to me, is much, like, feels much more cinematically good and, like, slower pace of play. Yeah, it's really, really nice. We got some paladins coming in. I'm going to just see if I can get around the side of them with an advance. Get a bit of damage on there. Working our way in, 115 kills. Keep it going, keep the pressure on. I think we get some arrows in the face there, and it looks like we've managed to push them off the point. Any more over here? We got some men at arms, but it's coming to the end. Really, really lovely spear sergeants game, and that will spell the end for that. The 1 unit game. Let's see how we got on at the end here. We got 76 with the spear sergeants. That obviously is really nice for a single unit. Lots of leadership. S got S. Nothing major to write home about. But 1 unit, very nice. I hope you enjoyed, guys. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.